your girl T Love, and I'm back with another video. So y'all, I know it's been a minute. But I got something juicy for y'all. So Latruth and Mrs. Latruth. Now, they supposed to be done with all this, but they filed for divorce or whatever, and going through that progress or whatever. But they decided to talk to a counselor, y'all. They decided to talk to a narcissist, abusive recovery, and healing coach. And they're going to give Latruth and Mrs. Latruth some advice on what they got going on. So we're going to listen to this and see what this about.
Yeah, about my mom, I definitely never dealt with that. I remember being five and not even crying at the funeral because I didn't really know what was going on.
So at 5, do you feel like your emotions just shut down when you lost your mom? Or tell me a little bit about those emotions.
I felt like it was kind of like that until I had my daughter. When I had my daughter, she taught me how to love. Like, that's the only reason why I was even able to get in the state to even ever be married. Like, she just taught me how to love. I just watched a lot of things with her, raising her and stuff, and was just like, it taught me how to treat women better because I didn't want nobody to mistreat my child. So it was just like, dang, I can't.
Y'all know it's crazy. Some men, we might think like, oh, he don't love me, or he's not loving me properly or whatever. But sometimes maybe the guy doesn't know how to love, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe the woman doesn't know how to love. Like, if you never received love or genuine love in your life, you may not know how to love, you know what I mean? So it's like you can't hold, somebody for that, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, that's an excuse or anything, or they should stay with them because they just don't know, but it just depends on the situation. But a lot of people just don't know how to love, and that's what time comes with, sometimes you have to be there and try to show them that genuine love that they never had before. But let me see what else they have to say.
I can see what's going on, man. So,
how old were you when you had your daughter?
25.
Okay, so from the age of 5 to 25, emotions were basically not priority. Let me say it that way. So
Pretty much.
Years.
Pretty much, and being raised how I was raised by my grandparents. We always had to hide our emotions as men. If we cried, that was a form of weakness. So never really.
Yeah.
I can't even think of any. Go ahead.
No, I think you mentioned the time where grandmom and grandpa was fighting, and did you see grandpa show emotions in that moment?
Nah, just arguing. You'll see the emotions just from, she might have talked down to him or whatever. He would be emotional in that sense, and he would yell, things like that. But that's all I can see out of that.
Yeah, and that was your example of how to show up in marriage, show up in relationships, is suppress the emotions, or whatever happens, you go back and you piece it up and you keep it moving.
Yeah, I was kind of young to really know what was going on, but I didn't.
That's another thing, y'all. Like, us as parents, we have to watch what we do and say in front of our kids, because you observe what your parents do. So when you grow up, when you're in a relationship, you might mimic what your parents do, you know what I mean, whether it's good or bad. So we should be mindful what we do in front of our kids. If it's something that you don't want your kid to grow up doing, then don't do it in front of them.
Really understand me. So I found this out later on, that some of the things that I said was triggers to her, like things like, you don't comprehend what I'm saying. I didn't even know that was a trigger for her until about maybe 3 or 4 months ago. Right when this incident, she kind of brought it up, like, well, when you said things like, do I not comprehend, those things were triggers for me. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. I mean, me saying you don't comprehend me, I'm just saying it seems like you don't understand what I'm saying to you.
So would you say that in this time in your marriage,
the reason why I'm not gonna stop it too many times, y'all, but the reason why Brianna feel that way, like every time he says, Brianna, you don't comprehend, he don't say just that. He just, like, are you slow or something, that's how she described it. Now I'm not in a relationship but whatever, but I guess maybe she felt like, he was trying to call her slow or something like that. So it was a trigger for her, because it was like, it was almost like he was belittling her.
you were able to, in these moments where Brianna was triggered, in these moments where maybe she had memories of maybe being molested, or memories of, I think I heard abuse from her baby father. Would you say you were able to step into her shoes and actually see, I know you're a man, I know she's a woman, I get it, but were you able to feel the level of empathy to where there was an understanding of why she would react the way she would react?
I mean, I definitely.
Was it hard for you at that? Was it hard for you at that moment to go there?
Kind of, because I can't relate. I've never related to like somebody even saying that they was even being abused by someone.
Yeah.
But I still tried my best to cater to it and say, hey, everything gonna be alright. Even with the whole rape situation, like it was a time when she actually pulled me into that. It was kind of like, when you're sleeping with your spouse, in the middle of the night, you get a little frisky or whatever. Mm-hmm. I got frisky.
You are definitely from the South, Dan.
Yeah. I got a little frisky in the middle of the night, and she brought up the rape, and it was just like, she was like, yeah, I don't like that because it made me think of this. And I'm just like, oh man. I said, yo, I can't believe you would think that about me. I'm your husband. So that's just, and I fell back, We had a conversation about it the next day. I just kind of told her how it made me feel, but I was just like, that's crazy that you would think that about me as your husband. I mean, I understand what happened, so I ain't let it really bother me too much about it, but I just felt like a lot of that stuff was, I tried my best. That's all I can say. I really tried my best to cater to those emotions. You had your mother and your father, my brother?
Yeah, I did. They were,
Okay, sorry. I don't know what happened.
Because I kind of want to know how you would have responded in something like that. Just because you had...
Which was... like with her saying that?
Yeah, something like that would have happened with a woman you was with. How would you respond to that? Now, being that you had your mother and your father, kind of had that love for both. How would you respond?
Are you asking that to Neek? Because I think I lost you guys. So are you asking that to Neek?
Yeah, I'm asking that to Neek. I just wonder why
you're talking about
her and your mother and your father. Go ahead.
When she expressed her that she was raped and stuff like that in the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, when you was about to make a move on your woman and she said that to you, what would have been your response?
I would have been angry for her, you know what I mean? And I would have definitely been just compassionate with her, because like that action is like the most vile thing to me. It's just so disgusting, and it sucks that a lot of women have to go through, abuse like that and be taken advantage. You know what I mean? So, sex would be the last thing at that moment to think about, especially if it's the first time hearing about it. It probably would like break me, just because at the moment, just because it's like, damn, like it sucks that happened to you and that you fell victim to, this situation that's very common in our culture. You know what I mean? And that's just me. I think if I was a father at the time, it would hurt me even more, because I've been thinking about my girls and like how, they could be doing nothing wrong at all, and a situation like that could happen to them. So it's just a very scary situation that I wouldn't wish on anybody. You know what I mean?
It is too, and it's like, because she actually had brought it up, several times before that, but just not in a sexual type moment. And she's brought it up so much to me that I actually was angry. Like, I wanted to go find dude. Like, dude's still out there.
Right.
I mean, in those conversations with her, I would say stuff like, look, man, I can tell that this is something that really hurts you. And it's like, she's made several posts over the years on social media and brought the world into it as platforms because she's still, the sister is still with this guy, you know?
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit because Brianna's gonna join. If y'all didn't know, even though she's not showing on here, Brianna is listening in the whole time. So I'm just gonna fast forward to when she gets on here, cause it's a long video. So she's finna join in a little bit right here.
The hood is narcissistic. In order to survive in the hood or, you know, in a certain environment, you have to learn how to move and shake and hustle. And I have hustlers in my family. And within that environment, learning how to survive, we do pick up toxic traits, right? Just learning how to maneuver through, whether it's, you know, the neighborhood, whether it's this, and I don't know about the music industry, but I've heard things. And I know a lot of people are calling you the N-word. I know they are. I've seen it. I've heard it.
I know it's not true, but...
So I do believe like situations like in your past, whether it's relationships or just family or, you know, just things that happen to you as, you know, when you were younger can, you know, cause toxic traits, you know, as you get older. I do believe that.
I've definitely seen it, and I know where it came from.
Tell me where it came from. Tell me how you feel.
Word as in like nigga?
Oh, word as in narcissist.
Narcissist.
So those of you who, you know, watch Latruth and everything, do y'all think that he's a narcissist? Let me know in the comments down below.
Listen,
that N-word.
Some people out there that's probably saying that nigga is a narcissist.
They definitely saying narcissist, and it didn't come from me. You know, I've been popular on social media for many years. The narcissist word came out after the incident happened. Brianna actually did a video dancing to a TikTok that went super viral, and this is before the incident happened. And she said, "Surviving a narcissist," and she was dancing. So they automatically, anything that she posts, they think is talking about me. If I make a post, they think I'm talking about her, even if I'm not. So
now that the elephant is, now that the elephant is in the room, let's get it out. Brianna is on the line. She can hear you. Brianna's on the line. We have Brianna come in along with Amina, the therapist, because obviously this is a family dynamic and we want to handle this as such. So I'm going to introduce Brianna to this chat that we have going on with Latruth here. Amina, this is Brianna. And Amina is really taking control of this aspect of the situation. Brianna.
So I fast forward a lot, but he was basically like saying like, you know, a bunch of lies on her and stuff. Well, you know, that she feel like it's a lie. I don't know if it's a lie or not, you know. I'm not in a relationship to know what is true or not. But you see how bad she's shaking? Like when I press play again, just watch her body language. She's already mad and like she about to have an anxiety attack already. And she just joined the chat.
We've already interviewed you. We've interviewed Latruth. So now Amina is doing her professional work in y'all's relationship right now. So go ahead, and before, I'm sorry, Amina, Brianna, is there anything that you want to say before Amina gets back into the groove?
But can I? Because I want to do a check-in with Brianna because I see you shaking.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I see something going on in your body, and so I want to do a check-in.
I've been watching this interview with him, and a lot of things that he has said has been nothing but lies, and it's a trigger for me because we have had personal conversations where this man has admitted to certain things to me, and I understand you not wanting to admit it to social media to protect your image, but at some point in time, the same man that you give me off camera with humility and accountability is the same man that I want to see. And you're not doing that. This whole interview, even the baby situation, you blame that all on me, and that's a lie. And there's certain things that I have not said out there out of respect of stuff going even further. I even made an apology to stop the things from going. So watching this and watching this man say all these things about me and things that are not true truly hurts me. And I just really want to get to a point where we can really co-parent for our daughter, because right now, every time we talk, the conversation goes left. And a bit of this shaking is a bit of anxiety. So, excuse me for that, but it's just a lot for a man that I love for 6 years to sit here and watch how his story played out. Not even just the abuse, but you not taking accountability for nothing. Even the baby situation, like nothing. There's no accountability nowhere. If you listen to this whole interview, it's I'm perfect. I didn't do nothing. She's mad at me over this. It's me, Brianna, the whole 6 years. And at some point, we both have to take accountability for our failed marriage. It's not just me. It is both of us. We both played a part. And that's all I got to say, really.
So did I tell you that you probably shouldn't post that, the baby thing? I didn't say that?
You came to me and said.
So if y'all didn't know, I don't know if y'all remember when the baby slid in her DMs or whatever and she posted it. That's what they talking about. And basically, you know, he told her to post it. But now he switched his story up and saying that he didn't tell her to do it or whatever. I don't know. But
that this will help your music career. We both called our manager, Sean, and Sean gave us the red light to not do it. And you said, go ahead and do it. So I did it. I posted it. That's when you went to the studio to do the diss record. But then you said you wanted to protect our family. And you even denied that, which did not make sense. You said the kids go to school. You know, I don't want you be out there going to the mall and stuff by yourself. I'm trying to protect the family. And you even denied that and said that was a lie.
Didn't put the diss out because when I found out it was Photoshop. No, when I found out it was Photoshop, that's why I didn't put it out. I'm a man of morals.
The baby is crazy. You done seen him shoot people.
No, I've never seen
my life and the kids' life.
I've never seen him shoot.
Either way, I'm trying to figure out how to move some common ground.
Can I just interrupt? I know emotions are high. I know. I hear you say that he doesn't take accountability for anything. Mm-hmm. In this moment right here, because this could be a chance. If the divorce is going to happen, it's going to happen. But in this moment, in front of the world, here is a chance, Mr. Latruth, Miss Brianna, for you both to take accountability. So now social media can't say, he don't take accountability, she don't take accountability. I need you to ask your soon-to-be ex-husband, what is it that he takes accountability for? Can you ask him that? Take your time. Okay. Can I ask him for you?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Hampton, in this moment, if it's to clear your name, if it's to extend empathy and understanding and a hug, a virtual hug to the mother of your children, to the woman that you have laid next to, you've entered for 6 years. Can you take what is it that you take accountability for?
Well, I've spoke on that even throughout this whole interview. I definitely spoiled my wife to the fullest because throughout relationships, it's always been trust issues from whoever I was with. You know, so being in the entertainment business is very hard to date and be in a relationship. So with her, I laid it all on the line. I was transparent from start to finish. I told her how I was, how my relationships were.
So he didn't answer the question. She asked him, what do he take accountability for? And he basically just said, take accountability for spoiling her. You know what I mean? So it's just like, basically, he feel like he can do whatever he want to do. He can talk to whoever he want to talk to. He can do his dirt because he spoils her. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I feel like she's grateful for that. She has told him, like, even publicly, you know, that she's grateful for everything that he did for her and stuff like that. But you also have to make sure that, you know, your woman is, you know, feels secure in the relationship. You know what I mean? You know, it shouldn't be like that, because it's almost like the guy feel like they have control over you because they taking care of you so they can do whatever they want to do. And that's how she's feeling right now. It's like, you know, and that's why she stayed so long. I feel like, you know, she probably like, oh, well, he has done this for me, so I'm just gonna put it off. I'm just gonna put it off. And, you know, and then till it finally just blew up and she just like, she's done with it or whatever. But, you know, he doesn't have anything to be sorry for. Like, he's not taking accountability for anything. Like, he has talked bad on her. Like, I mean, I don't know what happened between closed doors, but like, he even talked bad about her and just mocking everything she does, you know. It's just crazy to me that he doesn't apologize for anything he posted on social media or anything, like nothing.
I explained all of those things. So a lot of those things could be even more from insecurities, not just from the past, but just knowing how I used to move around and me being trash, just telling her the truth. I wanted the honest truth out there because I just believe in being truthful. And, you know, if I see something serious going to happen in this relationship, she's becoming my wife and all that, I just explained everything. So everything that I did, even with going to work, you know, I would FaceTime her. Every meeting that I had, I would FaceTime her. She see when I pull up, she knew exactly where I was going to be at. And it finally became a point where she said, you don't have to keep doing that. I trust you. I said, you sure you're good? She was like, yeah, you don't have to keep FaceTiming me, showing me everything that you're doing because I trust you. So I stopped doing that. And then, you know, after that, more of the insecurities came back. Wanted to go through the phones and stuff like that. So I apologize. I spoiled her. I allowed her to go through my phone, even though I didn't want her to. I left the password available where she could go into it, even though I told her just stop going through it. And she went through my phone. She said she went.
So with that, I don't go through phones. I used to a long time ago, but I don't go through phones. But it could be one or two things with it. Like, she either started being more insecure because maybe he did something that made her feel insecure, or maybe something in her past may have triggered, you know. But if it's something that, like, in the relationship that made her feel, you know, insecure, then maybe that's why she, you know, was acting the way she was acting. And if that's so, then they should have had a conversation. But seeing how he is, I don't know if that even worked with just having a conversation about why, of her insecurities or anything like that. But
through my phone every night of our marriage. She told me this yesterday. I didn't even know it was every night, but my thing is this: why do you have to do that?
Can I take this?
But at the same time, if he gave her like his password and everything like that, and, you know, I don't think he should get mad. You know, I wouldn't care. You know, somebody go through my phone, if I give them my passcode and stuff, I mean, feel free. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have anything to hide, then it shouldn't be an issue how often the partner go through the phone. Well, it's not, I don't know. Maybe that's just how I feel about it, but
This moment and show my husband what accountability is, please. Can I please take this moment and show my husband what accountability is? Accountability for me in this marriage. 1, I apologize for disrespecting you, for calling you out your name when you throw low shots at me. I apologize for not being woman enough because I wanted to walk away and not keep an argument going when I keep.
yeah, I don't mean to interrupt, but look at his face. He's looking like
He's just banging at the door wondering what's going on. I apologize for not standing in the heat of the moment, trying to battle with you and go back and forth because it always go physical. I I apologize for bringing our stuff to social media, and I wish I would have never said nothing, but I wanted it to end. I apologize for saying all the stuff that I ever said about you on the internet and bringing truth to the internet about you. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry for standing in my truth. But I do apologize for continuing to drag this out on social media and to continue to bash and humiliate you. I apologize for that. And that's it.
Apologize for saying that stuff is abuse when it's not. I've never abused you.
You dragging me across the floor is abuse.
I've never dragged you.
Just because you did not leave bruises does not mean that you did not abuse me. The reason why I didn't go to jail when the police came is because I did not have bruises. You dragged me across the floor. I screamed and called for my kids.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Like, so if your significant other is abusing you, if you don't have any bruises, they're not gonna do anything. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
My stepdaughter said that on video when they were banging at the door. I came outside. I'm always a runner. I don't like to argue. I don't like to keep going back and forth because it gets worse with you. If I don't understand when you say, "Oh, she don't, you don't comprehend, you don't understand what I'm saying," you get louder and louder and louder. And I understand that no matter how many times you say the same sentence, yelling at me is the difference between talking to me and talking at me. It's the difference.
That does not mean...
My experience of you was abuse. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. I said you never broke a finger. I said you never broke anything on me. That's what I said. I said this was the first time you ever broke something on me. I never said you never abused me. I never said that. I said that you did not give me black eyes. I said that you did not leave bruises on me. I said you did not leave me black and blue. Again, trying to protect your image. But I never said that you never abused me, Robert. I never said that.
Well, she did say he didn't physically abuse, and now she's saying that he physically abused. Now, Brianna, I can go back to some lies where you said that he never physically abused you other than the finger or whatever, but you didn't. You was talking about the dragging across the floor and stuff. I don't know, because you kept switching it up. You said drag across the floor, then you say he never physically abused you. That part right there kind of confused me, Brown. Now I'm not really taking sides. I'm just basically going by my opinion, but I do think she was mentally abused though.
Well,
the first time it went to this extent.
Well, I'm telling you, I've never abused you, and I'm telling you, you verbally abused me.
And that's fine.
You mentally.
That's fine. That's your experience.
No, that's the truth.
Okay.
And so,
That's the truth.
So you're...
And that may be true, y'all. She may have mentally abused him too. You know, women always talk about how men mentally abusing them all the time and stuff like that, but men can get mentally abused too. Just, you know, things that you say or things, you know, and, you know, just anything. It's just guys can experience that too, but guys not gonna talk about it as much as women do. They'll suppress it and just, you know, deal with it or move on, and, you know, but it'll affect them in the long run. But like I said, they don't talk about it, so you wouldn't even know that the reason why they're acting like this or talking to you like this is because of all the mental abuse in the past or something like that.
So can I interrupt? And here we have it. We have two different people from two different experiences as far as childhood is concerned. And even in this moment, or I guess it happened 3 months ago, both of your experiences are different. Mm-hmm. I heard Mr. Hampton say the truth. And I heard you say that you don't like when people say my truth. But everyone is entitled to their truth. Whether you agree with it or not, it's hers to have. And just like yours is yours to have. And the truth, here I go with the word, but the truth of the matter is, it was y'all two in that house. Mm-hmm. It was God, the Most High. I don't know if the kids were in there. Your father, I think I heard the father was in there.
Yeah, the kids.
And you two. So I don't think this space that we're in now is going to resolve it. Let me tell you what I see. I see two hurt children that try to come together and love each other through their trauma, through grief, through death, through molestation, through hurt, through fear. And it lasts.
Yeah, he don't love her no more. Like, look, just look. It's no emotion on his face at all. Like, not saying he have to cry or anything, but it just don't seem like he care. You know what I mean? And you can obviously see that she still care about him. And, you know, I honestly feel like if it didn't reach social media, she probably would have got back with him.
As long as it could. I could not imagine going through a divorce in front of social media. The backslash from the people who trust Mr. Hampton. The backslash from the people who trust Miss Hampton. So, and I don't want to keep you guys. We've been on this long enough, but let me end it here. There's a child involved.
Yeah, I agree. That's all I talk about. That's all I talk about. Make it right for the kids. They shouldn't have to see none of this stuff.
You don't have to answer it here, but I do challenge you both to really dig deep inside of you, because you both know, as children, we're all children, we're just adult children, how it feels, Mr. Robert, not to have a mother, not to have your father around as much as you may have needed him to. And Miss Hampton, you lost your mother, later in life, but you still know how it feels not to have a mother. And so if we can just pause and consider the baby, not the baby, the rapper, the little baby Hampton, and really ask yourself, what can I fall back on in order to be the father to my daughter, the mother to my daughter, in order to give her the best me that I can be. Healing has to happen. Conversation is going to have to happen with each other. And it can't be this. This isn't going to get you anywhere.
Brianna, I see you're having a really hard time right now.
Yeah.
It's like you're barely hanging on.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about no image or none of that. I'm only worried about my kids.
Is there anything, Mr.
I'm gonna mute you for a second.
Okay.
Let Brianna express herself, because it is hard for her, but I want to give her a chance to be able to speak.
They muted him. He's still trying to talk.
I loved him. I still love him.
Oh.
This is what I experienced. This is what I went through. To continue to be like, that didn't happen to me. That didn't happen to you. To shut off my feelings. To even still to this day trying to have civilized conversation with him because of my daughter.
See, like, situations like this is like how men is not more like as emotional as women, but it's like I'm starting to realize, like, maybe we shouldn't be that emotional. Not like, maybe we should just keep that to ourselves, like cry in private or anything, something like that, because sometimes it'll make you look crazy just letting your emotion out. And especially if people that don't care, like, look at him, he's just like, are you done? You know what I'm saying? She's pouring her heart out right now.
I want her to have her love. I don't want her to have a split home. I want to do whatever it takes for us to be able to me soon. If he don't want to acknowledge what happened to me, that is fine. That is okay. It's fine. That's my experience. That's my healing journey, and that's what I'm focused on. But we have to get it together for a more. Because I'm so broken, and I don't want my daughter to be broken. I just want the best for her. Robert, I told you this time and time again. This internet beef, your family, everything needs to stop. It needs to cease. I don't want to talk about you no more. You should want to talk about me. Your family should want to talk about me. Nobody should be talking about each other no more. I'm done with it. I wash my hands with it. I wish you nothing but the best. And I want you to have success. But I really want us to be able to get on the page, to be able to co-parent for our child, because the same way they see us go back and forth is every time it comes to a more, we're arguing. And then when you did your interview earlier, and I heard you say, "Oh, woman, she's a liar. Why about this?" But just yesterday, when you came to get the rest of your stuff out of my house for me moving, you was trying to kiss me. So if I'm such this liar and this horrible person, who does that? I just want it to be done. I just want this to be done. I just want this to be over with. And I just want to talk to you about our child and text messages and nothing else. I just want to be done at this point. I need counseling. My kids need counseling. And I feel like more she get older, that's a part of her process too. So that we can all be in the healing journey together. And that's all I have to say, you guys. I'm ready to get off of here.
Let me say something to her before she get on. Like everything you're saying, even with my brother and my sister and all of that stuff, they never wanted to say anything bad about you. Like you're the one said the worst things that you could possibly say about my brother, my sister, my family. Talked about my dad, my grandmother. Called my brother.
Instead of just like really listening to her, he's steady just going at her. You the one. Like, dang.
They're gay, and then you expect for everybody to just not want to say nothing. A man's not gay. You act out of emotion and you say things that you should never say.
There was a lot of things that I said, but I apologize for. I have apologized for, and I'm not apologizing again. And when somebody is being attacked constantly and trying to tell me something didn't happen to me, I'm sorry, but your brother do not know you as a spouse. Your sister do not know you as a spouse. Their experiences of you is a sister and brother relationship. They cannot tell me what I experienced in my marriage with you because they have not been in that experience of life with you. So when they come attacking me, but that's it. I love you, and I will.
All right, so she got off at that point, but I'm gonna skip to the end. Basically their comments on, what Latruth and Mrs. Latruth talked about. So let me see.
Asked her to take accountability. He said the only thing he was going to be accountable of was spoiling her. I'm like, wait, so you can't find not one thing that you ever did wrong, right? And to me, it was just like a ton of red flags. There was a lot of like gaslighting too. I want to know, what does it really have to say?
So, the stories are black and white. Mm-hmm. What is your clinical analysis? Because I think a lot of the comments that's coming from the viewers are going to be saying a lot. And might be saying what you're about to say. So, what is your clinical analysis on this man's interview?
I can't say that he is or isn't a narcissist because I have not sat down with him and really dug deep into his, the gunk of it. I will say it's concerning. The deflecting was unbelievable. And I think we know what deflecting is, but when you ask the question, it's never answered. Mm-hmm. It's reverted back to that person that he is out to get, mm-hmm. which is his baby mother and Brianna. Very grandiose. He's very grandiose. His way of thinking is, I am the truth. So anyone who goes against me is a liar because I am the truth. And all 8 million followers or how much money I got tells me that I am the truth. So everyone else are liars to him. It's evident that there's some healing. It was no emotions there, guys. That was that was breaking.
And he was stone-faced.
And at the end of it, he kind of was looking at her like, "You done?" I remember I was looking at his face. He was like.
Now here's the thing. Did y'all notice when Neek said, "Well, we have a therapist that's coming in"? His first thing was, "Is she certified?"
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I've already done therapy.
I would downplay it.
I was like,
his whole energy. He started moving and shaking. Well, I want to explain one thing because the therapist always agrees with me. She always agreed with me.
And she said the complete opposite.
That he was walking out. And I can understand her hanging up today because she was emotionally, she just couldn't, She watched the interview and watched him allegedly lie the whole time. And by the time she got on the interview with us, she was emotionally drained.
So her body, her inner child, was scared of him. That shaking, that anxiety. I think she may have had an anxiety attack, honestly.
Yeah, her chair was shaking. Yeah.
But those are the things that you cannot fake. As a therapist, you look at the body language. But your body talks to you. His wasn't speaking. When it spoke about him.
Yeah.
If I did have to, I would say absolutely.
My question is, how do you think a person becomes a narcissist? Like, are they born that way, or certain circumstances in their life make them that way? I don't know. But she do feel that she did say she do feel like Latruth is a narcissist. So I guess narcissism is basically like when you only care about your side of the storyline. It's different narcissists out there though. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know like what he been through in his life and why he is the way he is, but I do feel like they probably wasn't meant for each other because he didn't let her branch out to do what she wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know she spoke of how she wanted to go do like certain deals with people, and if he wasn't included then she couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? So it was not only like narcissistic vibes, but controlling vibes too. I don't know if that falls in the same category or not, but let me know what y'all think in the comments below. This is very interesting. But hopefully they're done with this internet beef and they can move on. Brianna seems like she's she's moving on the right path. She seems like she's happier, when I look at her social media. So I hope she's doing good. And as far as Latruth, I mean, I hope he's doing good too. I just hope he can just kind of leave her alone. If it's not involving the child, like don't keep dragging her down. And because they've been together so long, like he's still gonna have a hold on her, you know what I mean? So I do feel like he needs to just really focus on making sure he's taking care of his child, and that's it. As far as co-parenting right now, I feel like they shouldn't conversate about anything else. I don't think they're at that point yet. Just basically you want Amara today or and that's it. No, how are you doing, any of that, because it's just But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. And it's your girl T Love, and I'm out. Peace.